You're watching Garage TV, that unexplainable passion for motoring. Garage TV HD.
This right here is a new 2013 BMW M6. And to be honest, they've redone basically everything on this car. So you can tell the looks are amazing. But that's not the only thing they've changed. As you can see, the front end got a little bit more of a stylish figure. Also, the engine in this is a little bit more powerful. And the headlights and stuff like that have changed. But the best thing about it is the 20-inch wheels, because those actually add a little bit of character, and they're a little bit less weight than the other ones.
Hey Sebastian, let's take it out for a ride.
Let's do this.
All right. A little complicated sometimes for some of the people who haven't really driven this car. Obviously, you gotta learn the way they set up the gearbox and stuff. But basically throw it into drive. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's a little complicated. Some of the people who haven't been driving the car too much don't understand it because it's a little different. But it seems like it's working cool. Don't you like this dash? Look at this stuff.
Actually, I do. All the carbon fiber, it's just the beauty on it. I mean, you can tell that there's a lot of technology, but it's all been very well thought out. The way they did things on it, I mean, it's just brilliant. Plus, it's actually very comfortable. You just want to put your hand on it.
Cool. Well, let's take it for a run.
All right,
do you think our cameraman could keep focus?
I doubt it.
Let's see.
This thing right here produces 560 horsepower and 500 foot-pounds of torque. It's actually a very simple engine until you start looking at everything in here. As you can see, look at the intercoolers, look at the way it takes in the air, look at everything in here. I've shown you the front end of this car. Let's go take a look at the back now. So they really did add quite a few things to the aerodynamics to bring downforce, like the rear diffuser and this little spoiler up here. But it doesn't take away from the looks of the car, because as you can see, even the taillights fit into it they're extremely pretty and everything. Also, there's 4 exhaust systems, which they have a note that Pavarotti can't even compare to. Also, this being a big coupe, well, you need a big trunk, and it does have that. I mean, from here I can see at least 12 to 13 cubic feet. I mean, look at it, it's enormous. This over here is what most M cars have nowadays. Since the M3, they started putting those, and the M5 in about 2004. They put these little things right here. They're little cameras, but that's just for you to actually see where the apex is. So you can get as close to it and as fast as possible to get away from it than anybody else. This is the wheel of the car, but inside we have a massive brake. It's actually air-cooled, but in the future, in about 3 months or so, we're gonna get carbon ceramic brakes, and those are gonna be amazing. Actually, one guy was testing them about 2 weeks ago, and he said that they were amazing, and they made no noise at all. Also, these are 6 pistons, so you're actually gonna stop even before you think you're stopping. That's how hard they are. Other things about this is that you have this Grippy Tires. And these Grippy Tires are actually the best thing for the road and for the track. Because even though they're Michelin's, you still get the best grip overall. Also, as you can see, it's an amazing figure, it's an amazing piece of machinery, and you get M badges all around. This is the same light we were talking about 2 seconds ago. And they look pretty simple, but there isn't. The thing about these lights is that once you take a corner, your lights turn. The thing is, you turn your wheel and the lights turn with it, because, well, that's actually a bit of a safety measure, because once you're taking a corner, let's say you stop at a red light and you're about to take a turn.
Well, well, Sebastian, you notice that this car is full of buttons. It's all bells and whistles in here, huh?
There's 1,000 buttons in here, and let me see if I can actually find out what they all do. All right, this is for the front cameras. So you can actually corner a little better. I mean, this is just to get next to the apex, as close to the apex as you can as you're on the racetrack.
That's awesome. That's a great feature that BMW went ahead and put into this car. But they thought about this car being on the track a lot?
Pretty much. I mean, the suspension's racy, but it's still comfortable on the road. So is the engine. The way the turbos work and all of that.
I see a suspension button over here. What's that for?
Like you mentioned before, it's actually the Comfort, Sport Plus, Sport. And I mean, it's actually one of the best. There's also a steering button, which gives you a better feel. I mean, explain to us what it does.
Well, basically, by going through the different settings, and, you know, obviously, when you're doing some of the, they have a Comfort, a Sport, and a what's called a Super Sport mode. And what it does is, or what's called a Sport Plus, it just stiffens up your steering, the way it feels, and feedback comes back through there. Obviously, the Comfort is probably the best for driving around the city, and I would say the Sport mode, you know, or the Sport Plus mode would be the best for the track, depending on situations. You know, different tracks. Some of the windy tracks will probably be a little better, and some are not. Here's something else that really I liked about is the different maps that they have in here for the motor, RPM wise and stuff. And it comes in that same fitment, an efficient mode, a sport mode, and what's called a Sport Plus. In the efficient mode, this car does 22 miles a gallon.
Damn.
Yeah.
With that engine over there, 560 horsepower?
Yeah, it does. It does really well. And in the city, it does like 17, 18. There's not bad driving. And you put it in the drive, and you know, it's nice and smooth, and it's very tame to drive in. And that's what I found, you know, these last week when I've been driving this car. It's very tame to drive around the city, but when you hit that sucker and put it into the sport mode, or you go ahead and pull one of these paddle shifters, and the motor everything just comes alive. Obviously goes through different maps in the program, and it's gone.
Of course, there's buttons on the steering wheel since they're doing that nowadays. What about the M1, M2 button? What is that?
Those are settings that you can program for different conditions, depending on, you know, set up M1 like you're going to be at the track, and it memorizes all your settings. And M2 might be the way you want to drive home, or maybe it'll be a different driver, has a different setup where they put all these, you know, basically, you know, settings for steering and suspension, and the different maps for the motor, you know.
Or you can just go there and do it instead of spending the entire day fixing up your car for the track.
The cool thing about it is this car is very programmable. It's a little different than most other cars. You get one button, you get a button, and it's done. That's what you get. The cool thing about it is that it's very programmable. Like I said, it's just, you go ahead and you can set your launch control, and you can set what RPM you want it on to launch, and it's got all kinds of little bells and whistles. Probably for the guy like myself or yourself who likes to go out and tinker with things.
You're watching Garage TV, that unexplainable passion for motoring. Garage TV.